Hello, my name is Ruth Carter, and I'm a licensed attorney in Arizona. And this is your question of the day. So, we're doing another question about the GDPR, and that is, how can a company comply with the GDPR? So, GDPR stands for General Data Protection Regulation. It's the new EU data protection law. It has to do with how companies collect and process information of natural persons who reside in the EU. And so the key is consent. If you are collecting data from individuals to either send them commercial email or otherwise process it, you have to get their consent. And that consent must be freely given, specific, informed. The consent has to be an unambiguous indication of the person's wishes, or they have to give consent by a clear affirmative action. So for a lot of companies, if you are collecting data, personal information to use to your email list, it can't just be a situation where someone puts their card in the bowl at an expo and suddenly they're on your list. No, they have to give consent to being on your list. And then when you process people's data, it has to be lawful, done fairly, and with transparency. When you collect data, you have to give the specific, explicit, and legitimate purposes for which you're going to be using it. It has to be limited to the data necessary for the purposes of which it's processed. So don't collect data you don't need. A person has to be able to either erase or rectify their data that you have without delay. You have to keep, when you store the data, you have to only keep it for only as long as necessary to fulfill the purpose for which you collected it. And you have to take appropriate security measures for those people's data. So this is going to be a game changer for a lot of companies in terms of how they collect and process people's data starting May 25th, 2018, when this law goes into effect. So I'm using my own company as a guinea pig for compliance to make sure that my policies and procedures comply, and then in turn using it to help other companies. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have questions about this law, you can shoot me an email or contact an attorney in your community. This is a complicated law. It's changing the design and default of a lot of marketing tactics. So yeah, it's going to impact a lot of us. I think this is all I have for now. Please remember that watching this video does not create an attorney-client relationship with any viewer. It's merely legal information, not legal advice. If you need legal advice, go hire somebody. That's all I have for now. And until then, I will catch up with you later. Take care.